guys. Seems to me that I spend more time setting the camera up than shooting. Beautiful day. I'm not going to throw it away by working. Off to a roaring start. Yeah, a little on the right probably. A little less laughing maybe and a little more concentrating might help. Okay, that's about all I can do for now. Anyhow, you know, I've been talking about pictures. Actually, let's turn this around a little bit because that sun is just killing me. Listen, this is the way a sight picture looks. Now, I put the target right in there, right in that little V. I don't give a toot about where that arrow is pointing, okay? And when I draw, I keep it there. The reason being, as your hand comes back to your anchor, this is what you'll actually see. You'll see that the arrow is right there, and there's the little V there, and there's the target. I don't know if you can make that out, but anyhow, I don't worry about my arrow anymore whatsoever. I just keep the target in the sight picture. When I draw back, because I have a short arrow, it will be right there. Now listen, if you use a long arrow, yeah, it's easy to line up, but it doesn't help one bit. The short arrow, when it's brought back to here, is very close to the bow, and it's very easy to line up. The old guys didn't tell us about paper tuning and all that kind of stuff. They just said, draw until the point is touching your hand or it's on the bow. That's what they said. And not to have your arrow more than about an inch longer than your draw at the most. Short arrows really work. Anyhow, not sure what we got up here. I think we're probably a little on the right or something. Just getting started here. Let's see here. Okay, anyhow, there's our hits. Oh, and that was 15 yards. We're just getting started. 15 yards, we're going to go back to 20, 25, 30, that kind of thing. Back in a minute. Okay, guys. Let's see if we can find the center this time. So we're at 20 yards now. It's a difficult target. It's dark in there. Once in a while. Doobie-doo-wah. Okay, anyhow, it's hard to see them in there, but yeah, some targets, you know, if they're brown and you're in the kind of shade like that, and the light is all flickering on them, it's much more difficult to pick up the center than it is to shoot out a little yellow circle. That yellow circle really helps, you know. But anyhow, you know, guys, I cant this bow at 45 degrees. And when that arrow comes back, I'm just seeing a little V, and the target is right in that little V, not under the arrow or anything, in that little V. And as long as I keep it there and touch my anchor, it's not bad. Something to think about. Anyhow, that's what we did up here this time. Can't even find the target. Oh, there it is. Yeah, anyhow, those are the hits. So, back in a minute. You know, guys, I just stopped for a minute to look around, to look at this place. You know, the splashes of color. These beautiful trees. some might say that this is not heaven, but it wasn't me that said it. Mother Nature is wonderful, just wonderful. I'm surrounded by all this. How lucky can I be? Hey, check it out. It's for free. Beautiful trees. You know, some of them have got leaves still, and some have lost most of them. Anyhow, and then of course over here we have our target and another little splash of color. Mother Nature, boys. She's a grand old girl. Back in a minute. Okay, guys. Now, let's try 25 yards. And from a different angle. Nah, slightly left. Real hard to pick the line with all these shades. Did it again. A little left. Very difficult. No, I went too much the other way. Having a hard time here. That's the way it is. Lights, shade, just picking the line is difficult sometimes. Anyhow, you know something? When I was teaching you to relax so that the arrow goes off and then put it back on and shoot, that was to teach you to feel the relaxation in your hands. If you've been practicing that, you've gotten used to that feeling of relaxation, and that's when the arrow is going to go straight. Now, what I would suggest you do is you put the tip right on the spot, right on the gap, wherever it's supposed to be, right there. Don't even look at your arrow though. Again, I'm looking at the little V. But when I bring my hand back, I do not relax so that the arrow goes off any longer. Now that I'm used to that, now that you're used to that, if you've practiced it, now you hold it on and just relax those fingers and let your arm and everything fall in behind. Everything relaxes and falls in behind or it won't go straight. Okay? And if you do that, you'll get some good hits. Probably better than me. I don't know what we got up here now. Let's see if I can even find the target again. Okay, yeah, so anyhow, I can see a couple of feathers there. So, and then, oh yeah, and then I tried to correct and bopped it over to the right. You see that? That's a problem. It's not necessarily easy to figure it out. The bow is shooting straight. It's not me. Or it's not the bow. It's me. Anyhow, back in a minute. Okay, guys. We've got a target at 30 yards. Okay, enough. I'm getting tired. But, you know, a little something that you can do that will give you extra strength is to take a little breath. Just like when you're doing your weights. You know, it makes you a little stronger. If you take a little breath, when you draw your bow, it will fill your chest out to the same distance and it will make you a little stronger. And that will be a big help. Now, I know we got a couple hits here and I can never find the target, so let's see here. Where is it? Isn't that terrible? With this lighting, it's just so hard to see. Is it around there? There it is. Oh, okay, anyhow, whatever we hit, we hit. So there it is. Very difficult to pick out this target and the line on it. Back in a minute. Well, guys, we're at 35 yards. Okay, you know, there's a drill to opening your hand. And the drill is relax your fingers, press. Relax your fingers, press. Relax your fingers, press. We do not relax our fingers and let go. We do not relax our fingers and let go. We do not relax our fingers and let go. We relax our fingers and press. That's what's necessary to do. And if you can do that, it's a lot better than just letting go and letting things flick off to the side, you know? So that's a little drill that you can practice. Just like you can practice relaxing and letting the arrow go off and then putting it back on. Eventually you'll get used to the relaxed feeling and you'll be able to shoot better. And there's our hits there. Anyhow, that's how you relax your hand. Back in a minute. Okay, guys. Time for a couple of parting shots before it's too dark. Just can't see them. You can only hear them. Hit it someplace. Anyhow, listen, guys. When we relax our fingers, we don't relax and let go. We relax and press. When we use a short arrow and it comes back, it's really easy to line up in that little V slot that I've told you about. If we want to have a consistent draw and we don't use a clicker, then reach out first. You know, you can do that consistently, but if you press against 40 or 50 pounds, you're not going to get it out in the same spot every time. Okay? So these are the kinds of things that will help you out. And in the meantime, I guess it's time for me to take off. And let's see if we can see where we hit this thing. Pretty hard to tell. It just doesn't focus. Anyhow, there's a hit on it someplace. You can probably see it in the camera. And the other one, I think we can see the hit. Yeah, there's the hit on that one. Anyhow, you guys, think over what I told you. Have a good night. Good shooting, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.